Hey everyone, this is George Soto and you're watching Startups Unedited.
Hey everyone, this is George Soto. You're watching Startups Unedited. Today I'm joined by Jana Fung, who's my good friend, serial startup employee. He's worked at a variety of different startups here in Silicon Valley. He's worked at Twitter, Facebook, is a marketing demand gen guru. Jana, how you doing? You're actually dialing in or screening in or whatever from Argentina, is that right?
Yeah, thanks George for the amazing introduction. I'm doing really well. I am dialing in from Buenos Aires. It's about 7 o'clock here after hours in the office, but I'm doing really well. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. It's midday here, about 2:30 p.m. in San Francisco, and I'm starving because I haven't eaten today because I've been filming and doing all kinds of stuff, having fun. So thanks for asking.
Yeah, sure.
Well, why don't you tell the folks a little bit about your background, just really quickly, how'd you actually get involved with startups?
Yeah, so I actually started in ad tech about 6 years ago at a startup called Marin Software, which is now a public company. And since then, ad tech has been constantly evolving, and there's always new startups that are entering the market. So it's been a really great ride to be able to join all these different companies that do different cool things with ads. Most recently, I was at MoPub, which was acquired by Twitter. And then now I'm working at Jampp, which is a mobile advertising platform for apps to acquire and engage new users. So they're actually based in Argentina, which is why I'm out here on a business
I'm so
trip.
jealous. I'm so jealous. I want to be in Buenos Aires right now.
Yeah, it's pretty fantastic. And they're actually, even though they're a startup, they're a global company. So I'm based in San Francisco, where they have satellite offices as well in London, Berlin, Cape Town, and Sao Paulo. So it's a pretty global company.
I would encourage you to see if you could work remotely from those offices. And please bring me.
Yeah, definitely.
So Jana, we've been asking folks out there literally the last year or so since I left Twitter. We've been asking them, what is it really like to be at a startup here in Silicon Valley? So I'd love to know, what is your perspective, being at multiple startups, from SaaS and ad tech startups, SaaS, of course, for all of you folks out there, software as a service, working at startups, very popular startups like MoPub, and MixRank, which was a Y Combinator incubator. So you've really kind of had that experience working very closely with founders and CEOs in many cases, rolling up to them or reporting to them directly. And then, of course, being part of growing marketing organizations at these small startups. What is it like to be an employee at a Silicon Valley startup right now?
So to be an employee at a startup, you really have to be adaptable to change. I would say that probably the biggest difference between working at a company like Facebook and working at a company like MoPub is that your projects are not going to be the same every day at a startup. You're going to come to work thinking you're going to be working on one thing, but something changes in the market, or you guys acquire a new customer where your whole focus has to be on something else. So being able to adapt to that change is something that I think startup employees really have to excel at, and be comfortable with the ability to not have all the answers, and be okay with changing their course throughout the day or throughout the week or even the month or quarter.
Yeah, so it's a very fast-paced, agile environment where every day is different. Every day is dynamic.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
So I had a quick question for you, Jana. What would you say is the primary day or function of a product marketer?
So product marketing it's defined very differently at a bunch of different companies. But I think for the most part, there's three parts of being a product marketer. One is launching new products in the market. So, working on materials for the press or for your blog or whatever channels you're planning to syndicate your product announcement through. The second thing is to shorten sales cycles. So, I'm a B2B marketer. So a lot of the materials that I work on are like decks or case studies, but even for B2C companies, they have designers that work on product marketing materials that will help shorten sales cycles. So,
and B2B being business to business, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is like organizations selling to software, in this case, to other organizations, as opposed to individual consumers. Yeah.
And then lastly is documentation for product adoption. So, when the Apple iPhone came out, nobody really knew how to use that. So someone had to create, a tutorial guide on how to use the iPhone. That's something a product marketer needs to be able to be comfortable with, writing technical documentation on how things work for an average user that may not understand like high-tech type of products. So those are like kind of the three things that make a successful product marketer, launching new products, shortening your sales cycles, and even, educating the market on your products and how to use them.
Awesome. Let's talk a little bit about what it's like to be in Silicon Valley right now. Okay. I mean, literally be in it right now. Okay. Living it, breathing it, working at startups that, have not grown as quickly as some other ones, and then working at a company like Mopub, which just absolutely exploded. What is it like to be that employee at the startup right now?
For me, it's amazing. Like most of my family and a lot of people in my life, they work in the healthcare industry. So they're working at the same hospital for 30, 40 years. And so for me, it's been a really amazing journey to be in Silicon Valley, and especially in the tech industry, because everything is so dynamic and agile. Something like a company that was huge for, maybe 20 years ago, like Microsoft is no longer like the biggest
like
company.
The hot stuff anymore. Yeah, totally.
Like there is a monopoly now with Google, but Facebook is on the up and coming, and they're not going anywhere. So it's really interesting to see how quickly these tech giants can, flourish, and then, how quickly they can actually
fall apart.
If they don't keep up with the, the consumer market or what people are wanting. It's really interesting to see how business dynamics change over time. And I think it's actually because we're in a tech world now, and products can be created and replicated so easily now with the internet. It just seems like everything's just moving a lot faster. So, like an oil company might be the biggest oil company for 50 years back in the day, but now that's not the case with Google and Facebook. Who knows? Snapchat is also on the rise as well. There's so many things.
Snapchat's exploding too.
There's so many like different companies, and these companies have not even been around for 10 or more years. They're brand new companies that are just blowing up and taking over the world. So I think it's that part alone makes Silicon Valley so exciting, because you could be part of an amazing story and not even know it, because you're just at the startup.
Awesome. Jana, one last question before you let me go. I know you're enjoying Buenos Aires, and I'm incredibly, incredibly jealous, by the way. Is there something that we can touch, feel, see, smell called Silicon Valley culture? And I think you know what I'm talking about. Walking around South Park and so on. Whatever. Does it exist? And if so, what is it?
If you can touch, see, or smell it, I would say the backpack, the tech branded backpack, is probably something you'll see everyone have. I don't know anyone who doesn't wear a backpack to work. So that's like something that everyone
awesome.
has. Yeah. Maybe the hoodie as well, but I do know some fashionable females that try to resist from the tech hoodie. So So the backpack for sure, though. If
I
you
got
see
a
someone in
couple of
a
hoodies though. Gee, I feel bad now. I have the vest too. I have the
backpack.
vest. You remember Jim and I used to wear the vest all the time. People used to make fun of me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those were cute.
Well, Jana, thank you so much for your time. If folks want to actually follow you, learn more about your career and all the help that you give early stage founders and their employees around marketing and just consulting and mentoring, what is your Twitter handle? Where should they go? Should they go to LinkedIn?
Yeah, so I'm on Twitter and I'm on LinkedIn. My name's Jana Fung, and my Twitter handle is Jana_Fung. My LinkedIn, you can just search for Jana Fung. I'm probably the only one who's the product marketer on LinkedIn in the community, and you can add me there.
Awesome. Have a great day. Enjoy, please enjoy, because Argentina is amazing. If you can bring me back some like steak, even though I haven't been eating red lately, or something cool. I'll pay you back.
Yeah, I will.
I'll Venmo you.
Okay. Thanks.
All right. Take care.